It's Scott. I'm up north camping, northern Wisconsin. Ice on the lake today. It's a cold day up here, kind of gray again. That's what we get in Wisconsin. We get gray. I'm going to do a review here of this LL Bean Backcountry 3 dome tent. The reason I'm doing this review is because it's really hard to find any information on this on the internet. A decent review. One that'll get up close and personal with the features of the tent that make it unique. This is a very serious tent from LL Bean. Serious in sort of the assault base camp quality of a tent. This will take extremely high winds, heavy snow loads. They didn't really cut any corners on the quality of this tent. The fly itself is made out of this heavy denier with a 3000 coating, a urethane coating on it. It's got a brow pole on the vestibule. That's an 8mm brow pole. Look at these clips. These clips are insane. Unbelievable. I've never seen clips like this on a tent. The inner tent has got 9mm poles and a geodesic design. And the anchorments down here have two grommets, an inner and an outer grommet. The inner grommet tightens up the poles for high wind events, and then the outer grommet is sort of like for your fair weather situations. The cooking vestibule on this tent, which is the older version tent, has this piece of fabric on the bottom that runs all the way to the stakes and enables you to open up the vestibule and still maintain the integrity of the rainfly. The newer tent version doesn't do that. It zips all the way down to the base on the new tent. It makes it easier to exit and enter, but I don't enter and exit from this end anyway. This is where I cook. This is where I keep my gear. It's got 10 guy out points. 10. And each of these guy out points has a reflected strip on it. So if you're in the middle of the woods doing your thing at night, it's easier to find the tent when you get back using a flashlight, because these light up like beacons. Behind each of these guy out points is a corresponding piece of Velcro that attaches to the tent poles. And it also attaches to the point where the poles intersect. So it's just crazy tough tent. Again, it's a 3-man tent. The guy out points are necessary on the sides, I suppose, because in a high wind event, this tent has got a rather high profile on the sides. Here's the quality of that fly material again I was telling you about. This has got sort of the same quality as like a rain parka. I was amazed at it when I pulled it out of the box. The inner tent material is like this Pertex. It's like a translucent material, high thread count, very strong material, very similar to the material they use on Western Mountaineering sleeping bags. The inner inside of the tent is got a 5000 coating on the floor, which is it's like crazy. 5000. You could pull it behind a ski boat and not get wet. Large gear pockets on the insides of the walls. We're storing lots of gear. As you can see, I don't store a lot of stuff on the walls. I store things on the floor. Vents on the ceiling that you can open up in the wintertime. And I'll tell you, when you open up both of these doors and the vents on the ceiling in the summertime, you really get a nice breeze in here. It doesn't get claustrophobic. So that's my LL Bean Backcountry 3 tent. I'm just going to show you really closely what that clips look like on the inner tent, see? And then there's the Velcro that goes around this pole. Poles are color coded. So you've got a gold tab, a gold pole goes in it. If you've got a silver tab, a silver pole goes in it. A black tab, a black pole goes in it. Or am I making that up? Oh, I'm making that up. Okay. Cool tent. Very cool tent. I paid $269 for this tent on sale because they were liquidating all of the old stock. But the newer version of this tent looks to be just as good. And you're not going to pay anything near what you'd pay for a North Face tent or an MSR tent of the same quality. Right, that's it. This is Scott from northern Wisconsin with another gear review.